Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we will discuss about PerfStack in this video. So what PerfStack is, how we can use it to decide our system capacity, how we can do the forecasting, and how we can look into how much system is available, and also troubleshooting. And in my previous video, when I was explaining about the architecture, there was one point collaborative troubleshooting. There I mentioned about PerfStack, how PerfStack is useful to troubleshoot an issue collaboratively with other team members. So in this video, I'll cover about PerfStack only. Okay. So I was going through the documentation of SolarWinds. So there I found one page which is saying troubleshoot cloud monitoring with PerfStack, and in this page I found points very much relevant to PerfStack. I'll start with the very first bullet point, which says visualize correlated data to analyze matrices. Yeah, definitely. So what PerfStack does basically, it provides you a console where you can visualize and correlate matrices. So it provides you an integrated view of your correlated data. I'll explain in the demo session. Compile all matrices into single dashboard. Yes, we can combine all matrices in a single dashboard to analyze and find key issues, such as like there is a CPU spike, but why this CPU spike was occurred? So that matrices, along with the CPU's matrices, we can put other matrices adjacent to it, and in a single screen, we can see what other matrices were saying when CPU spike was happen on that particular server. And the third point is merge matrices into a chart to see graphs and spike. Yeah, this is what I was explaining. Spot trending issues by examining the history of the alerts. Yes, so you can go back into the previous matrices, and you can examine the history of alarms, matrices uses, so you can spot the trending issues. And third is for the second last is determine when performance start to ebb and flow across resources and applications. That also, like, we can see when there was a decline in the performance of any application server, that also we can visually we can see through PubStack. The last one is continuous monitoring resource after resolving issue to verify the performance. Once you have resolved the issue, so for any matrix, let's suppose like for CPU you have resolved any issue, and for system memory you have resolved any issue, so continuously you can monitor your resources to look into whether this issue has been resolved completely or not. There is no further issues related to the matrices. Okay, so let's go to the demo environment. So this is, as I shared in my previous video, this is accessible to all, provided by SolarWinds. How we can access PerfStack? Go to dashboard, go to home. There is a performance analysis tab. Okay, so we'll go one by one. I'll explain you each and every bullet point, how these are meaningful. PubStack is meaningful for all these bullet points. There you see this kind of matrices you are seeing. So we will create our own matrices from scratch. Go to commands, click on new. There you have add entities option. So whatsoever nodes you are monitoring through your SolarWinds environment, those all will be visible here. So let's suppose I'll take one matrix only, one server select entity. There I have one node, which is AWS AMI. Now, these all are the matrices which are available against this node. So here I have added one node, which is AWS AMI, monitored by SolarWinds. If I click on this icon, so all the other entities related to this entity will be visible here. And now if you see, there are 9 volumes are attached with this. There is one cloud instance, there are 2 groups and 1 interface, okay? So all these matrices we can pick and add here. Let me just click there. So these are the matrices which are available against this node. Now let's suppose I want to see the average CPU load. Just drag down there. There you see you are able to see the average CPU load. and up to last 90 days you can see. And even though if you want to go for a specific dates, you can select there. So I'll select last 90 days data. So from this point, I can see the average CPU load. I want to see the peak CPU load. It's not limited to one matrix only, as many as you can add. So that's why it has been mentioned there. Visualize correlated data to analyze matrices, relationship and data. So you can see the relationship between different matrices and the data, and you can correlate them. Visualizing a correlation can be happen. And then the next point is compile all matrices into single dashboard. How you can create a single dashboard here? You can just go create, click on more, save as. So you can create a single dashboard for this matrices. Let's suppose you want to have matrices for CPU load along with the response time or percentage of packet loss. You see, that's how we can see how many packet loss was happened at this particular time and what was the behavior of CPU when packet loss was happening. So it's not related to CPU only. You can add other things as well along with this matrices, which are related to your packet loss, such as your response time and all. So it will give you a clear picture whether this packet loss was happened due to response time. Okay, so let me check the availability. So you see the availability was 87.5% when the packet loss was 12.9%. So this is now the correlation of the different matrices. It is visualizing. So this is just a general example how we can leverage PerfStack to find the issue, to troubleshoot them. And now how we can troubleshoot them, how it is helpful in collaborative troubleshooting. You can just click more, share. It will give you one link which can be shared to the other users, and they can also look into the matrices along with the timestamp. So like what was the system behavior at particular time duration. Okay, let's try to add some other matrices as well, like status. Now you see somewhere it is showing red. The status was red of this machine. We need to compare it with some other matrices because when machine status was red, the availability was 100%, packet loss was also 0%. So it may be due to some other issue. So we need to figure out which matrix is can give us a better idea. Okay, so that's how you can correlate these matrices, like merge matrices into charts to see graphs and spikes. So that's how we can merge matrices and see graph and charts. So this is the actual use of PerfStack. PerfStack is basically, it is helping you to spot the error and other matrices when error was occurred on your entity. So what other matrices, how other matrices was behaving, how other component of that server was behaving at that moment of time. For an example, a website went down. So website went down because of CPU spike. But why CPU spike was happened? Maybe due to a number of extra user was logged into the server and server was not able to handle that many users. Okay, so those matrices you can put here, and you can actually check whether how many users were logged in at that particular time. That kind of matrices also you can put next to each other. Okay, and so let's check spot trending issues. Yeah, definitely we can put matrices adjacent to each other and see the trending issues. Okay, so like this one, since we do not have some previous data, so like this kind of spot we can look into. If suppose if I have like last 90 days data, I can see there's only one spike I can see, but others also means like this kind of trend we can see in the using the PerfStack. And how PerfStack is useful in the capacity planning. So what you can do, let's suppose you wants to have a CPU load only. Okay, let me remove all these from this chart. Now I want to see the average CPU load. So in last 90 days, I can see it is 0.4% the average CPU load. So that's how we can figure out how much CPU was utilized. If it is underutilized, so rather than commissioning some other CPU, some other resources, we can use the CPU which is not used by the server, which is underutilized. So that's how capacity planning can be done using the PerfStack. Continuous monitoring resources. Yep. So what we can do, suppose I have fixed any issue related to availability. Okay. So now once I have fixed the issue, so I can continuously monitor this matrix and see whether there is again any dip in the availability. If it is not, then our solution is working fine. Whatever fix we have given to fix the availability of this machine. So that's how PerfStack has been useful for spotting the issue, correlating your matrices, collaborative troubleshooting, and the capacity planning. And you can export them in Excel form, and it will give you the data. Like that's all in the CSV file. You will get all the matrices in the Excel to share with management and to create to use it further somewhere else. Yeah, that's all about the PerfStack. I'm hoping I'm hoping that you all are liking my videos. In case of any disconnect, any queries you have, please guys do not hesitate. Just drop a comment and definitely I'm going to reply. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much.